Okay, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone from wherever you're joining us from. This is the Comrade Show. My name is Comrade Lamtic Mawusa already. I just thought that I come and give some updates, so far on this issue of Iyaloja, because in the last 24 to 36 hours, there's been a lot going on, a lot of politicking on one side and the rehappenings on another side. And I'm not going to try to make sense of them all as the case is. Please, if you are joining me, please share this broadcast because this matter is still very much on. First and foremost, I'd like to inform everybody and, of course, to salute the courage of the defenders of the Edo cultural values, for their persistence. The Enlightenment campaign embarked upon by well many Edo people, across all our markets in Edo State and particularly in Benin City, to say, Guillemot said that the status quo must remain. That Enlightenment campaign is still very much going. What you are watching right now is some sort of a thank you visit by leaders of markets across Edo State, across Benin City. I'll be very, very particular about Benin City. Leaders have Iyekis, instituted by the Palace of the Oba of Benin, and of course their followers and their fans, and many others who are very proud and are pleased, by the pronouncement of the Omonoba Nedu Okpebholo. Meanwhile, on the flip side, there's been, I'll call it damage control on the part of the Iyalojas. Talking of Pastor, is it Pastor Josephine, and all of that. The other woman that has been, that was selected and installed by Bola Ahmed Tinubu's daughter. There's been a lot of what's it called, drama, from that end, as it were, and of course, and a lot of people are questioning what is happening here, and sometimes when videos come out and it's making the round of social media, one of the first things I'm curious about is to try to know when was this video done. I'm going to try to go through some of these some of these videos, looking at the excerpt of some of them. For instance, I want to start from the very, from the first one. The Omonoba Nedo, celebrated a Moro, a New Yam festival in our own, Benin style. And lots of people across the world, were invited. So it was a well-attended, a program. And of course, Pastor Josephine, the Tinubu's Iyaloja, also attended the event. And of course, ITV News, gave, what's it called? Gave a report on that matter. And of course, Josephine, spoke at that level. And of course, that has, led to some people expressing a confusion, as it were. But we're going to make sense of it all. I'm going to play that except so you guys we take it from there. But me, I'm coming somewhere. So let's not go. We stay with us. Let's try to dig this matter a bit deeper so that we can begin to situate things where we ought to situate things. This is the first matter that came out. Just what?
Members of the Benin royal family, village heads, Ejonwe, youth leaders, market women, palace chiefs, and traditional priests and priestesses converged on the palace to celebrate the Imoro festival. A special prayer offered on behalf of the palace of the Oba of Benin by the Osuma of Benin, Chief Enoese Ozigbo Eseye, marked the commencement of the feast. The secretary to the Benin Traditional Council, Mr. Frank Irabo, welcomed guests and highlighted the cultural significance of the event. Speaking to newsmen, the Oba's younger ancestral relations from Iseluku, led by Chief Michael Odiakosa, expressed delight at being part of the historic celebration. He reaffirmed the ancestral connection between Benin and Iseluku, describing the latter as an extension of the Benin Kingdom.
I'm happy to be here. We are all descendants of Benin, and we came to honor and celebrate the festival with our father.
Some village heads, Edionwe, also thanked the Oba of Benin for sustaining the tradition, noting that the Imoro festival is an ancient Benin custom that symbolizes unity and thanksgiving devoid of sacrifices.
Okay, that's Josephine. And on this report, ITV addressed her as a Benin market leader, right? And that sent a lot of people like, okay, what is happening here? This is the palace. She attended this event. And, I want to first of all quickly clear this. First, the event organized by the Palace of the Omonoba Nedo to mark our own New Yam Festival, more or less. It's an invitation to all. Irrespective, it doesn't matter. Josephine has attended, and of course, what she has done here as well, you could say some level of politicking. This ITV, coverage and all of that. And so, of course, we do understand that a lot of effort is being made, okay, to try to placate themselves and, of course, push for relevance. She attended with her own group and every other thing. There is no way. The palace has not declared her enemy. She's still a daughter of the land. The proclamation made by the palace is to say, on matters of Iyeki, this is the position of the palace, this is the position of tradition, this is the position of our custom. At the end of the day, based on the proclamation of the palace, which is not more than that, it does not automatically make the palace now say, Josephine is prohibited from entering the palace or attending public events. This event, everybody all over the world, was invited. Every Benin Edo State person, every Nigerian, who was able to attend was, invited to come. So anybody who can make his or her way to grant some, essay by way of interview to any television station and every other thing, and put whatever nomenclature they want to put on there. I mean, that does not alter or change the status quo or what is on ground. I like to make that very, very clear. There were so many people who attended this event. It was a beautiful event. People came to celebrate with the palace and, of course, celebrate with the kingdom. There was a lot of, what's it called, eating and dining and all of that. There's no enmity here. This issue of Iyaloja ongoing, Omonoba has spoken. The many people are saying Giamoba said. That's it. So this is a different chapter together. It does not change anything whatsoever. I just wanted to make that clarity right there.
The festival climaxed with music, dance, and the sharing of African delicacies as guests rejoiced in a spirit of oneness.
Good. So I just wanted to make that clarity because a lot of people have sent this video to me. I mean, what is happening? This woman is in the palace. She attended palace event. There is no way. You understand what I'm saying? Anybody who has attended that event, is welcome to attend the event. It does not matter whatever is happening on the other side. The pronouncement on the issue of Iyeki and, of course, how Iyaloja is in contravenance with what our tradition and custom upholds, it's a different matter altogether. Now, there are other videos that have been making the round as well. Of course, there was a meeting, in-house meeting held and captured, covered by it was called Iyaloja General Television. It's not on any mainstream media. A private meeting, between Josephine and Bola Ahmed Tinubu's daughter, and they said they were reconciling with the warring fractions and all of that, and that also has made the round. You understand what I'm saying? And of course, in their own distance, they said that they were uniting all warring fractions. Let's take a look into that a second.
Monda, Kerry Monda.
Thank you.
Monda with golden hats. We appreciate you, ma.
I appreciate every one of you.
Here you have
Market unity restored in Edo State as Iyaloja General brokers peace deal. Chief Dr. Mujida Folashade Tinubu, the Iyaloja General of Nigeria, has successfully brokered a peace agreement among the previously warring market traders in Edo State. The resolution was achieved through a series of consultations and forums she led alongside Pastor Josephine. He is the Yeki of Edo State. This initiative has effectively restored a sense of unity and cooperation among the traders. During the peace process, the Iyaloja General urged the traders to embrace collaboration, strengthen their market structures, and support government initiatives.
Okay, yes. So they had this. I don't know where. I couldn't really put a date to when this meeting was held. Whether this meeting was held before they came to the palace or blah blah. Because what we see is that after they attended the palace, the courtesy visit, on the Oba of Benin, on the palace of the Oba of Benin, they started releasing loads of videos. You understand? So it would presuppose that they had done some of these things before actually coming to the palace. I mean, I'm just speculating. I do not know. And of course, there are some women here, notably Benin women, okay, who are part of this whole arrangement as part of this settlement scheme and every other thing. We're going to try to make sense of some of these things so that it does not create any form of confusion at all in our minds, but we are not confused. The what's it called? The movement is straight, is very direct. This part, you understand what I'm saying? And so this one of such videos, okay, and every other thing. Now, we must not forget that, because the whole thing, even for me, is now making a lot more sense, than previously. Okay, we must not forget that this enclave that you are seeing right here is very, very, very political. It's highly political. This enclave is highly political. Meanwhile, what the Benins are defending is cultural and traditional. Now, the reason why the defense has become necessary is because this political arrangement, and I'm going to give you the reasons why, and I know, okay, this is politics at play. This political arrangement is not trying to encroach into the traditional and cultural arrangement that is in place. And that is what the resistance is about. And we're going to make a huge sense of all of that. You understand what I'm saying now? Because there are other videos that I've seen that is not making me reach this conclusion, which is why the struggle to ensure that both, parties are separated. You understand the picture of what I'm saying now? Because, well, anyway, before I go there, let's look at another video that has also been making the round. Okay, now I will come to this. I'm not here yet. I'll definitely come to this. Before I come to that, there was another video, okay, that I saw, and I just said, okay, I definitely will want to equally add this to the matter. I want to try to upload that particular video if I can find it. Really, yeah, this one too has been making the round.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
I am proud to be associated with Iyaloja, the authentic leader of the Nigerian market women. Tested and trusted as the leader of market women. She has the love, the commitment, the energy, the conviction to work for all market women in Nigeria. That is why the government is focusing on giving small drive for women to empower them to sustain their commercial business. The Nigerian market women are hard-working, and they have the love of having Iyaloja to say to the president what others cannot tell him. So we are proud of them.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So that also has been making the round. Shomole's name has been called. You understand the picture of what I'm saying now in this whole matter. Now, when you look at that, because this is where some of this are stemming from. In the first place, what I tried to first of all do was to try to investigate when was this video made. Now, I've looked around, and in some of the posts where I saw this video appeared first on the internet around January of 2024. That's what I mean. I don't know if there are earlier dates. I mean, on one of the earliest date I saw this video, it was posted on the 24th of January. On January of 2024. Now, when I saw that, okay, I knew that this agenda that has now spread to Edo State is an agenda that has been on ground, okay? And it is not an agenda that is in the interest of the general public, per se. It's a selfish agenda. It's a very highly politicized, agenda. And the agenda is not just going to end with the encroachment into Edo State right now. It is something that they want to take around this country. Because as we speak, the major focal point of the likes of Oshomola, the likes of Okpebholo, and many others, the major focal point right now is whatever they can do, irrespective of how much they encroach into, a cultural institution and every other thing, whatever they must do to ensure that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is brought back in 2027 is what they are doing now. That's what this agenda is about. You understand what I'm saying now? Basically. So this woman, with this acknowledgement given by Oshomole and blah, 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 blah. And now, when you now flip to what is happening in Edo State and all they are trying to do right now, which has actually been even before, I would assume that even before Okpebholo became the governor of Edo State, okay, this agenda has already been on ground. So waiting for time to be executed. And that's why one of the women, was it Iyekis, in one of the videos I played a couple of days ago, did say that she was threatened by the person that Josephine appointed to replace her, to say if Okpebholo gets elected, she's going to be removed, because Okpebholo says he's going to change all the Iyekis in Edo State. So that was where, so they started on a very, very, very wrong footing. And if you also listen, okay, to the man that the Omonoba asked to provide further clarity the day they actually paid a courtesy visit, on the Oba of Benin, on the palace of the Oba of Benin. I think I still have that video. Omonoba appointed one of the chiefs to provide clarity. I'd like you to listen, and there's a point that he made, which is very, very key to this discourse. Let's take a listen. I just want to upload that video right now.
Their views so that you can all be well educated, enlightened about the Iyeki as we know it in the culture of Benin.
Iyeki Benin, they are independent in the particular markets, like urban markets, Ogisu, and Badon, and all. They select their leaders from within them, those who are traders there. They play more than the role of just coordinating. There are certain shrines inhabited in all the markets. They play the certain rules on behalf of the palace. So after selection, they bring forth that person that is now their head to the palace for confirmation. So when the palace is going to pass it to you there, it is that Iyeki in that particular market that the palace sends such messages to, and they play that role, simplicity. The novelty of General Iyeki is alien Benin, custom and tradition. I just believe that it's a social, maybe it's a social cultural thing. We just feel like having associations, like you have other clubs.
Good. This is what I actually want us to get. Now, from the position, okay, of the palace, I would assume, based on this discourse, because clarity has been made, Iyeki is sacrosanct to the kingdom. Iyeki is an appendage of the palace of the Oba of Benin. Iyeki is very useful to the custom and tradition of the Benin people because they have their own cultural role that they play, okay, on behalf of the Oba of Benin in their various markets. And of course, it did establish that there's no general Iyeki or there's no Iyaloja general anywhere. You understand? There's no Iyeki general anywhere in Benin. A particular Iyeki, has her duties confined to the market where she's Iyeki and every other thing. And here, which is of note, he said, maybe you people are just a socio-cultural group or an association or a club, which the law permits, which the palace does not frown about, which by the language that he has spoken here, which I would assume the palace confines this Iyaloja matter to as an association, a social cultural group, this and that must not conflict with the existence of the installation that has taken place by the palace of the Oba Benin, or that must not contravene or become a problem to the due discharge of the duties of the proper Iyeki as installed by the palace of the Oba Benin. So this is a matter of note. I want to roll it back a little so we understand.
Benin, custom and tradition. I just believe that it's a social, maybe it's a social cultural thing. We just feel like having associations, like you have other clubs, but it's not in our culture to have a general Iyeki. But recently we've been hearing about that. But let me say for emphasis that Iyeki is particular to each market. No one has right to control the other fellow in another market. For example, the Iyeki in Oba market has nothing to do with Iyeki in Agbado. The one in Agbado has no role to play in the Kyosa, and so on and so forth.
So, now, the clarity that Palace has provided here is very instructive, okay? But I'm trying to establish here that while the struggle, continues, and the Benin youth and women and young people and everybody stay out, sensitizing, ensuring that nothing tampers with our existing Iyekis, in the various markets, okay? We must now also, confine this Iyalojaization to the position of association, okay? That said, the Benins, the young people, the defenders of the custom and the tradition of the Benin people have also said, because there's an information out there, and the information is that there is a plan by this Iyalojaized group to start taxing the Benin market women and traders, okay, and be giving, and be remitting to Bola Tinubu's daughter. And that itself is going to place, additional burden on the markets and the women and traders, in Benin market. And so, the Benins and defenders of the tradition and custom of the Benin people have said that they are going to be on with this program till January, and that no illicit taxation, backdoor taxation, will come in the name of Iyaloja general or whatever to any Benin market or any trader. And so that is what it has been resolved, because there's probably a number of them today, and it's been resolved that is not going to happen as far as the kingdom is concerned. More than that, before this whole matter escalated, Josephine had actually, based on the information I have, had actually gone ahead of herself, okay, before Tinubu's order even came, since last year, to try to remove the Iyekis installed by the palace and replace them with her own subjects that she has appointed. And so right now, what the Benins are saying that the Iyekis appointed by the palace of the Oba Benin, to the various markets, they stay as Iyekis. Nothing is going to, encroach into their, whatever their duties are hitherto, and all of that. And so, whatever line Josephine wants to toe, that's her business. So, for us, Josephine, Bola Ahmed Tinubu's daughter, and all they are doing right now, we confine them to, a club, an association, okay, a progressive union for themselves as a political party or an appendage of the APC, also a part of the APC and all of that. And of course, we are not, there is no illusion in this matter as well, other than we must all understand that this agenda right now is a political agenda to try to harness, support of the market women for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And don't forget that you have a governor who, unfortunately, by my observation, doesn't seem to be governing Edo State, but rather looking for 2.5 million votes that is going to give to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Because for him, this permutation is that if Bola Ahmed Tinubu is able to assume office as president in 2027, then he's coming back as governor in 2028 is guaranteed. Unfortunately, he does not know. You understand what I'm saying now? He does not know what is going to happen. But he's looking for 2.5 million votes that Edo State, as far as I'm concerned, doesn't have. But it's a matter for another day. I'm on this Iyeki matter. So I'm just trying to provide clarity so that we don't get confused, because people have been sending lots of videos, and I have been, doing some research around that to try to make sense of all of these things. You understand the picture of what I'm saying now? So at the end of the day, we know where we stand. You're either for us or you're against us. You understand what I'm saying now? So Josephine will now have to define what her path will be. And I'm also very reliably informed that she's been running helter-skelter. We are going to see a lot more videos, okay? Because right now, there's a lot of damage control they are doing. They have been running helter-skelter, trying to, get soft landing from the palace to see if other proclamations can be made to give them soft landing, more or less. Because right now they cannot go into any market as far as as far as Benin is concerned. They cannot, because right now the market is too tense for them. That is why I showed you the first video that I showed you just now. That was Benin market women going to the palace, first of all, to go and say thank you to the Oba of Benin for his proclamation, and of course for providing clarity on this matter and restoring the status quo. And that remains. And that is what the Iyoko of the kingdom right now are defending, to say all markets in Benin will be defended continuously. And in January, it is prohibited for anybody to bring illegal tax collection into the market in the name of an Iyalojized group, as the case may be. Now, these are Benin market women. Importantly, let me just quickly, for those who may not understand Benin, just to provide some insights. These are leaders of various markets, supporters, defenders of the kingdom's, values and culture and all of those things, coming for a thank you visit to the palace. And of course, they were ably received by some chiefs, including the one who provided clarity to the Iyalojized group. Let's take a listen.
Pressman, please, there's one aspect I want.
So, well, these are the market women, and of course, they were ably advised by, the palace to maintain decorum, to ensure that there are no issues of violence and all of, and that you would expect from the palace, so that to ensure that there is peace. And of course, their message of thank you visit was also well received on behalf of the palace by the chiefs as represented, as it were, and all of that. So while the Iyaloja people are trying to, of course, provide a soft landing for themselves and all of that, or do damage control as the case may be, or make it seem like they are relevant and every other thing, the Benin market women, of course, the Benin defenders of culture and tradition, are also ensuring that that Oba's pronouncement, must be upheld and all of that. So all of that is going on. Now, this now brings me to the reason primarily why I came out to do this broadcast this evening. This matter has been on now for the past 4 days. I mean, since the beginning of last week it started, to be honest. And the question I've asked myself is, where is the governor of Okpebholo? I mean, where is the governor of Edo State? Where is Governor Okpebholo? Why is he silent? Because there has been no statement released by the office of the governor of Edo State on this matter. There has been no state or national address by the governor of Edo State on this matter. Because whether we like it or not, okay, in the course of last week, Edo State was thrown into some sort of topsy-turvy because of this matter. And you would expect that when matters like that are, on, you would expect the commander-in-chief of the state, the chief security officer, the chief economic officer, the first citizen of the state, you would expect that citizen to come out and restore order, if not for anything, to provide clarity. Because first and foremost, we learned that, the governor, was the one who made the pronouncement to say that he is appointing this Pastor Josephine as the Iyeki of Edo State, the Iyeki General of Edo State. Now, the big question is, as huge as this dust that we've been going through since last week, as big as this turmoil, as it were, that as a matter of fact, if not that the Benin young people decided to tread the way of peace and tranquility, instead of calling what the exercise of enlightenment a protest, they said it was an enlightenment campaign. But At some point, Edo State was at a standstill because of this matter. All of our markets were involved in the process. And the question is, where is the governor of Edo State? Why have we not heard from the governor of Edo State? You know, that's currently my puzzle. Is Okpebholo truly in charge of this state? Because there is no way anywhere in this world that you have this much dust anywhere in in a state where the administrative leader of that state will not take some action to try to calm nerves, as the case may be. So I'm asking, does anybody know where is Okpebholo? Why this policy of silence on this issue? Does he think that this man is just going to fizzle away like that? Who is advising Okpebholo? Why is Okpebholo not addressing this issue? Because right now, Okpebholo is just leaving room for different speculations. Different speculations. And I think it is very, very wrong. Because if not that, somehow people have been advised. Say, look, Josephine, Pastor Josephine is an Edo indigene. She's the daughter of the state. Everybody, you know, who has taken side with her, we are not unaware of the fact that many of them may have collected money from, you know, to make, like that's what they say, they make settlement, brought some Benin women, say they are market leaders, every other thing, and all of that. We are not unaware. You understand? So that the money may have exchanged hands to make this matter look like, oh, yeah, they are in charge. But even in all of that, you would expect that a responsible governor, a governor who is in charge, a governor who understands that the boss stops with him in his office, should come out and make some pronouncement, should come out and make some clarity, should come out and calm nerves so that the Edo State people will not turn on themselves. I know a number of calls personally I have received, people I've talked to, people who try to use this matter to try to create tension between Esan and the Benins. And each time I've always said, no, this is not about Esan or Benin. You know, or Benin versus Esan. No, it's not at all. Josephine just happened to be an Esan woman that is being used. You understand the picture of what I'm saying now? It could have been a Benin woman that is being used. You understand? Either way, the same reaction that people are reacting right now, that we are reacting right now, will not be different. Either way. Josephine is a daughter of the soil. You understand the picture of what I'm saying now? And so people have been advised to be guided. You understand? Not to take, you know, laws into their hands. You understand? Irrespective. You understand what I'm saying now? To draw the right boundaries as the case may be. And that is exactly what everybody, you know, has been, adopting. But the question is, where is the commander-in-chief of Edo State, the economic commander, the security commander of Edo State, Governor Okpebholo? Where is he? Why is he not addressing Edo State people on this matter? This matter is big enough. The entire internet space is agog. It's big enough. I mean, it's so nauseating. It's so shameful. And sometimes I just ask myself, do we really have a governor? I'm not trying to berate, you know, Governor Okpebholo. I'm not at all. But man, the Benin man says, you know, you understand the picture from what I'm saying now? If you are sent a message as a slave and you are not really a slave, you should deliver the message like the son of the soil or the son of the house of the house, you know, because the speculations and all of the things said about Okpebholo just appears to, you know, to be working in line with, you know, some of the things people are saying about him. And that makes me very, very, very uncomfortable. That makes me very, very uncomfortable. That's why I've come to ask the question, where is Okpebholo? If you are there, share this broadcast. And I also want to hope that his, you know, cronies, what's it called? People working with him will see this video. I think it is essential that Okpebholo is advised to address Edo State people on this matter. so that people will not live, just in speculations. Everybody should come and provide some clarity. And I think he has a leeway to do so that people will not also think, as it's been speculated, that it's already in direct conflict with the traditions and the traditional institution of those states, in direct conflict with the kingdom. He needs to come clean. You understand the picture of what I'm saying now? If Okpebholo comes out now and say, oh, yes, all the Iyekis as enthroned by the palace of the Oba of Benin are removed, well, we know where he stands. Or if he says, oh, man, this is a political this thing, we're just doing our own thing from our political, we also would understand. And those people need to understand where the government truly stands on this matter so that speculations will be reduced as far as this matter is concerned. And the only one who can provide that clarity right now is Okpebholo, not Bola Ahmed Tinubu's daughter. I don't know her. She's not an elected official of Edo State. She has no business at all being Edo State or coming to Edo State to come and do anything at all whatsoever. She's not from Edo State. She has no business. She has no market. She has no trading point in Edo State. She's not a part of any market in Edo State. She's not. It's of no relevance whatsoever to Edo State people. This woman called Folashade Bola Tinubu. So we are not subservient to her. We are not answerable to her. As a matter of fact, she's inconsequential as far as we are concerned in Edo State. But Okpebholo is pronounced the governor of Edo State. It will be huge irresponsibility, and I dare say a huge irresponsibility on the part of the governor of Edo State and his government if they do not come out to speak to Edo State people on this matter, to state government position on this matter, and provide clarity as the administrator of Edo State. It will be a huge irresponsibility because the matter is not going to go away like that. It will continue to be a reference. People are going to continue to refer to this matter. I just wanted to make that clarity, and I think that it is not too late. I think that it is essential that those working with him should advise him, you understand what I'm saying, in his own interest to speak on this matter and, of course, put things in proper perspective as they ought to be. That way, it will be a lot easier. Because right now, a lot of suspicion is being created. The average Edo State man, the average Benin man is very upset with what has happened and the way in which, he himself has allowed Folashade to come into government house to get some of these things, done and every other thing. People are not happy. People are not happy. People are really angry. And so at the end of the day, it may actually boomerang in the long run because it's not going to go away. I do think it's essential that Okpebholo addresses this issue and speak to the people of Edo State. That's a major core point I actually want to talk about. Having said that, I want to again express gratitude to all Benins. And of course, everybody that have come out to say, look, everybody has come out to say, look, this matter, everybody has come out to say, look, we're on this matter. Come rain, come shine. Let's keep holding the line. And I'm glad when I was told today that till January, when they say they want to start collecting some revenue, I don't know, some tax and every other thing, people are going to come out to resist any such move to place extra burden on Edo State market women and, of course, traders in Edo State. It's going to be resisted. And, of course, we're also watching the politicization of this whole matter, trying to get the market women bribed to be seen to be supporting Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We are watching. You understand what I'm saying now? Again, politics, but whatever you people are going to do, keep politics away from the provision of our tradition, from provision of our custom, as it were. And this is very important. So this is why I just said, I've given Expo, and I also think that those with the governor of Edo State should advise him. In no time, he should try to address Edo State people and try to lay this matter to rest so that everybody will know the lines that they are traveling and the path that everybody's working on. On that note, my prophet, those I just thought I'd just equally come to provide some clarity on this matter. I always say, God bless you. I'll see you when I see you. It's been a commercial show. Please share if you could. I would appreciate that. Bye for now.
Stressing about how to send money home for bills? What if you could handle it in seconds? With Brisk VTU, you can top up airtime, pay for electricity, cable TV, and more. Right from your phone. No middleman, no delays. Just instant transactions at the best rates. Stay connected, support your loved ones, and enjoy cashbacks while at it. Download the app today. Brisk VTU. Fast, easy, rewarding.
Make commercial way. Comrade Lante Oriente. This is the commercial. This is